side. Close your eyes, get comfortable, lengthen your spine. You can take your hands and just kind of work on your upper thighs a little bit, just kind of signal that you are resting. Then lengthen your spine again. And closing the eyes, signalizing yourself it's time to listen inward towards your body. And not just only towards your body, also toward yourself, toward your inner voice, your inner teacher. And then, of course, recognizing the difference between your inner wisdom and your ego. As the ego's voice is usually really loud and coming up really fast. When a little wisdom or the wisdom voice comes in, settle voice, I'm just more in a calming tone. So bring your awareness towards your breath. As your breath is your life force. As your breath nourishes your physical body, your energy body. But we are out of energy, or with quantum energy, the energy around you. And every time you inhale, you bring nourishment toward your body. Just take a note on how your breath is flowing. Just observing without others. Then consciously take a couple of diaphragmatic breath in. So as you inhale, your abdomen expands, and as you exhale, the abdomen contracts. Bring your awareness toward your energy, the energy that you're feeling in this moment. Winter is the tapa season. That means season of being a little bit more dormant, more not as much movement, rather in a settle more movement. Tapa season is grounding, earthing, hydrating. What's your body's a natural instinct of hydrating and withdrawing and looking inward. Asking to this right now. And then witness your emotions. Emotions are like the ocean wave. Sometimes they're really way up, and sometimes it's very quiet. So the emotions fluctuate. So how are your emotions in this point? Bring your awareness toward your physical body. You scan it from the sole of your feet all the way to the crown of your head. Noticing any contraction and any looseness within your body. And then silently say, intent for your class. Anything you like to witness or experience from a few words. And then for today's mantra, I accept myself as I am. I accept myself as I am. I accept myself as I am. Yeah, that doesn't resonate with you. You can also say to yourself, I am good enough. I am good enough. I am good enough. So let's use those two mantras throughout the session as we practice asanas. So let's rub the palm of your hands vigorously to create a warm in the palm of your hand. And then place them over your eyes. And then just where your fingertip right is touching your hands, your forehead, just go into a circular motion with the tips of your finger. Just activating, signalizing your body that you're ready to do some movements. And then take your hands out to the side of the temple. And then from the side of the temple, a little bit down toward the jaw. And then from the jaw, take your index finger and middle finger and just kind of rub in front of the earlobe and behind the ear. So there's a lot of lymph nodes, just small ones, but just go into a circle with your fingertips. But whichever works and feels right for yourself. Even on top of the ear, there are a couple of lymph nodes that kind of go through up toward the head. And then from there, you take your hands just underneath your ear, on your neck, and just go a little bit, couple of rotation with the palm of your hand. Helping your lymphatic system to be activated, to help getting your body ready for the winter season. And then take your hands and just kind of work from right side to the left side. Gonna go into half circle. The top of the chest is the major pathways of the lymphatic system. I didn't say that. The lady who was teaching the course, it's a lymphatic specialist. She was sharing that, working in a clinical setting. So it's really phenomenal once you realize that, and you do this yourself, crossing it right side to left 9 times, and then 9 times from the left side to the right side. Your digestion system, your healing, that means if you cut your finger, your body heals much faster. Even practicing doing this little movement every day a little bit. Allowing your fluid and your myofascial system, keeping the muscles detox and more limber. So then relax your hand and now move your shoulders in a circle and go slow so your brain can sense each movement forward and to the back. And then the opposite direction. And then stop with the movement of the shoulder and then use your chin, tuck your chin in and then bring your chin forward. So make this movement forward and backward. And gentle, so not that you feel any discomfort and the kissable part of or the top of the shoulder. Just going a little bit back and forth. And then stop with the movement, and now with your chin tucked in a little bit. Move your chin up and down, just bobbing basically your head just a little bit. Just bringing in a little bit of movement, so you feel it in your occipital, perhaps maybe a little bit in the lavator, the top of the shoulders. Not sure, but it's all in the back of the neck. So you're just moving just a little bit. I do exaggerate a little bit so you can maybe see it on the video, but for yourself, just use minor movements. And then stop with the movement. Turn your head 45 degrees. Tuck your chin in a little bit again. It's not tilting the head back. It's keeping the head and the chin in the neutral height with your shoulder, but it's you're tucking it a little bit to the back. And then go again in a slight bobbing movement, just a little bit. You can go very slow so you can sense each tightness and relaxation, contraction and release of the muscle. Then on this side, when the head is turned, you're not going to do it that long. Then stop with the bobbing, bring your head back into a neutral position. Bring both shoulders toward your ear and just hold it for 1, 2, 3, and let go down really slowly. Now turn your head into the opposite direction, left side, 45 degrees. Tuck your chin in just slightly, and then do a little bit of bobbing again. Moving just the chin up and down so you can feel it more in the occipital part of the back of the head, the neck. Allow the eyes to be soft gaze. And then stop with the movement on the left side. And then turn your head back into a neutral position. Chin is in line with the sternum. Now slowly bring your chin downward without the shoulder. Keep your shoulders toward the sky. The head just comes forward. As far as you can go. And then take a breath in and out. And then slowly bring your head back again into a neutral position. Make some kind of movement that feels right for your body. You can bring your arms out behind you to the back. You can bring it forward. You can bring it up, reaching right side and left side. Just bringing in some sort of movement. And then relax your arms next to your body again. Take a breath in and out. Okay. Now we're going to change the positioning of your feet again. And this is really a gentle rotation and is accessible for many different body types. So you can have your right foot forward, left foot behind, or you can have both knees out to the side, whichever is more comfortable for you. And you can use a blanket and pillow to sit on. There you go. Okay. So you can place now, this is the right knee forward. The right foot touches the left knee in the position that I'm sitting in. Place your left hand onto the shoulder. Place your right hand onto the floor. Get comfortable in this position first. Ideally, you have no discomfort at all. You feel comfortable. And then as you exhale, rotate slowly to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Take a break when you can't go any more further. And then slowly come forward. Again, turning again to the right. Allow and bringing in movement into the upper thoracic area. Feeling the twist a little bit around your navel. And feeling the movement also within that shoulder. This is also a rotation that you do when you put on the seatbelt. In the car, actually, if you would reach with the opposite hand for your seatbelt. When you decide how fast or how slow you want to make this movement, following your inner teacher, your inner God. When come to a stop, you release your hand. Take a moment and sit with your spine along you. Noticing the sensation within your body. Noticing perhaps that this left side is contracted, the optics, and making you feel like more of a lengthening on the right side. Can I get an idea? Maybe you don't feel any difference. But in this position, the hip is actually higher than the left hip is a little bit higher than the right. So let's stretch a little bit more the right side by placing your left hand above your head and allow your axilla, your armpit to come down toward the left side. So you're stretching more the right side of the body. You can bring your arm up if you want, follow a little bit your own guide. You go to a leading motion, back and forth. Noticing what's happening, how you feel comfortable. And then come to a stop. Release your hands from within and out. Let's take another breath in and out. Now we're going to go the opposite way. So take your right hand above your left ear. And go slow and cautiously. Now bring your axilla down toward the area. That means bringing your armpit down toward the right side. And you can use your left arm for leverage, or you can use your left arm to intensify the stretch. So that means you're open and stretch the left side. You're coming back. You can go back and forth. Right side, left side. Lower to bringing in movement within the ribs. The more limber we can be with the spine, the more fluid we can bring in, the easier it is coming in the cold season. Maybe you have a coughing going on, or you have a cold. So bringing in movement into the upper thoracic area helps your diaphragm and your lungs to get back into its normal movement of expansion and contraction. Let's come back to the center. So stop with the movement, bring your hands down onto the floor, onto your knee, and then let's reverse the positioning. Bending your right knee now. Have the right heel touch your buttock or come close to the right sitting bone. The left knee is bent, or you can go sitting with both knees bent, whichever is works. And then if you do that, you might want to increase your positioning with a pillow underneath your hip on the left side. So you follow your inner guide, what feels right for your body type, for your situation, how your body is. And for you, how it looks happening within your ankles and your knee. So let's do your rotation first. Place your right hand down onto the floor. Place your left hand onto the shoulder. Sorry. The right hand onto the left shoulder. Left arm is down onto the floor. Notice all the sensations that is evoked with this, so you're comfortable. Trying to keep your spine lengthened, that means not leaning forward, not leaning too far to your back. Just find your space that's comfortable. And then rotate here and look over to the left shoulder and then back. Noticing on this side, maybe you feel it more within your hip area, feeling the twisting. Maybe you feel it more in your shoulder joint, and I'm not too sure. You know, everybody has different sensation, different challenges. Maybe you feel it again in the rotation around your just in the middle, just below the shoulder blades, moving to the front. So you want to feel the twisting a little bit on the side of the ribs. And even the twisting from the below the shoulder to the hip area. Maybe you just feel it in your belly. Follow your inner guide. The slower you can move in this, the more the brain can recognize each movement and sensation. And the more your brain can recognize the movement and sensation, the more stress you will release from the tissue by simply observing. With saying to yourself, I am good enough. I'm good enough just as I am. And come back into a neutral position. Release your hand. And then just take a moment and sit with your spine elongated. And just noticing if you feel any tightnesses around your navel, the soma area, your powerhouse. In yoga, this is also important right here around your navel. And then from your navel, bring your awareness to the side, to the right side and left side. Now this time the right hip might be a little bit higher than the left. So you feel like maybe a contraction more on the right side and the left side is more relaxed. And so we're going to start with the left side. So place your left hand just above your ear. Again, you're moving from your axilla, from the armpit down toward the floor or toward your iliac. So you're just going to go into your upper body movement, straight, and then bringing your armpit downward and then straight again. Getting comfortable with this movement first. So again, don't push with your hand against your neck and shoulder. Allow the movement to come from your armpit rather than your neck. But notice as you do the movement, how your shoulder is and the upper trapezius is lengthening around your head. And then go and then stop. Bring your arm next to your body. Take a moment and just notice the sensation. And then go with your right arm above your left ear. And then again, armpit down toward the floor or the iliac, the hip bone. So now you're going to contract more to the right side. So you're lifting more on the left. You now go into right and left movement. So you can go follow your intuition, what feels right for you. Maybe you want to go right and left side movement. Maybe you just want to continue on, just moving from the center to the right side. Maybe that feels more balancing for you. when you go slow, you can really also sense how your thigh muscles are a little bit engaged, the pelvis moves a little. So there are a lot of that movement that goes along with this. And then stop with the movement and bring your arm next to your right leg. Take a moment to breathe in and out. And then from here, take your hands, place them onto the floor, and come onto all fours. And when you're on all fours, just round your spine, arch your spine. Consciously in synchronicity with your breath. And then coming into a neutral position. And then go into a rotation just with your tailbone. Into a gentle rotation. And noticing as you do the rotation, get comfortable first with the movement. Maybe you feel like a jogging, you feel like not a smooth movement, that's okay. Witness the movement. And then stop with the movement. And then do this again, moving again in the opposite direction that you just did. And then noticing as you do the movement of your tailbone, and when you increase the movement, that you contract your abdominal muscles and you lengthen your abdominal muscles. And then from there, as you get comfortable with the movement, you can feel actually the lengthening of your back muscle and the contraction of the back. Allow the head to be in a neutral position, so don't look up. Keep your head in a neutral, looking down at your hands. And then we can notice as you move the tailbone more easily, the contraction and the relaxation of the muscle. Why that's important? Because sometimes these muscles get stuck. And then you either have back pain or hip discomfort. So, and we sit a lot of times in front of the computer, especially in the winter season. So making this movement and realizing and consciously being aware that the abdomen is the antagonist to your back. Bringing in that movement to release any kind of stagnation in the lower back. And then from there, it's not just ending in your lower back, but also helping your knees. As you make this movement, this rotation in your spine and your tailbone, you can actually feel the weight shifting a little bit on your knees. And maybe you can even feel how the quads lengthens and hamstrings tightens as well. So it's really moving not just your tailbone, you're moving also the quads, hamstrings, the side of the fascia-focused. You're doing a lot of movement within the legs. And then as you notice the movement, you can maybe feel that even down into your throat. And just try to move your abdominal, the tailbone. Not trying to use your arms at all, instead neutral. And then stop with the movement. Look at your hands, widen your hands. So your fingers are really wide spread. And the digit of your hand is touching the center of the palm of your hands is touching the floor. And maybe move a little bit from side to side. There is pressure on your hands. And then maybe you can go into a circle. with your hands. A lot of times when you sit a lot on top of the computer, if you are, these tendons get very stiff and one side. So moving it from the right to left or in a circle will help with the hands, with the tendons, with very small muscles that very skinny hands. Preventing carpal tunnel, thumb issues, forearm tightnesses, elbows. And then start with your movement. Bend your knee and come, whether you can sit on your heel. If you can, I invite you to turn your toes under and actually sit on top of the heel with your toes bent. That stretches your tendon and your big toe, which is important to do. And then open and close your hands. And then go in a circle with your wrist. Try to keep your elbows in one position and just move the wrist. There you go. Breathe in and out. So don't holding your breath as you're, because you're sitting on top of your heel with your toes bent, really lengthening that tendon from the heel to the big toe. It's really working and strengthening those. Good, and then straighten your arm and go in a circle. And then slowly come up and reach upward with your hands. It's like fingers stretching toward the sky, reaching upward. Keep your pelvis forward and try to back bend a little. And then come forward with your hands toward the floor. Toward on the left side if you can. And then step forward with your right foot. And then go into some kind of movement that feels right for your body. Move it around to the right or left side. You can also just bend your elbow and have gravity move your torso downward. If you're not feeling much of movement, you can go into slow bouncing. Kind of bouncing up and down, so you're stretching the hamstrings quite a bit. And then as you make this movement, or just holding it in this position that gravity moves your torso downward, try to lift your right toe off the floor. You want to take it onto the floor so your weight is between the body and the heel of the right foot. And then as you get comfortable in this position, move your shoulder from the right side to the left side, as again, lay it forward. So again, you're using the upper thoracic area to feel a little bit of twisting going on in your hip flap. Maybe you can feel it in your belly area. So bringing in movement and fluidity into the ribs, especially in the winter season, will help your breathing more deeper. And then relax. Come into a neutral position and into your hands on your arch flat, your elbows are straight. Step back with your right leg. Move your hands over to the left, to the right side. Step forward with your left foot. Again, follow your inner wisdom. You can go into any kind of stretches first. Explore them. Or you can just hold it in this position here, bending your elbow. Let gravity move your torso downward. Allow your left toes to point toward the sky. Then you just can go into a little bobbing, gentle, slowly. Just to bring in movement again into the back of your left leg, into your quads. Or you can hold it steady without movement. Allow your inner wisdom to come forth. And then here, now start with the rotation. That means your right shoulder goes up to the sky, then the left shoulder comes up. Maybe you want to incorporate the movement of the hip if it wants to move. Maybe your head wants to move as well as you do this movement. Maybe it feels like it's not moving very well, or you feel like it's stuck. It's okay. Just do whatever you can. Be curious about it. Welcome any type of movement, even if you just visualize the move. Right shoulder towards the sky, left shoulder towards the sky. Okay. Sometimes the body develops a habit, a certain way of sleeping pattern. So then the upper torso and the lower part of the ribs are having a certain way to sleep at night. And then during the day, when you want to go into different movement, your body is, sometimes you just need to wake it back up. Then stop with the movement. Turn your right toe under, lift your left toe, and then walk with your foot or step forward with your right foot. So you're in forward fold. Bend your knees, and then just come into a standing position, bringing your arms up overhead, back bending. And bringing your hands in front of the heart. Breathing in and out. And you can move your arms in a circle again if you feel tightness a little bit. Come back into Tadasana, mountain pose, standing strong like a mountain. Breathing in and out. Again, use your breath to imagine that you're breathing in the vitality and nourishment, especially into your lungs. And your lungs and the bronchial inside your lungs, they are kind of like, let's imagine that they are like cauliflower looking like. And as you inhale, all those little knobs and those cauliflower, let's say, and the way that looks, takes in that nourishment from the air. So imagine as you breathe in, it's like food for your body. It's inhaling. And mainly and mostly soothing, a soothing color that can be imagined, soothing breath that comes in. Green color is very soothing. Red is a kind of red is not a good color to breathe in because red symbolizes fire. And at this point, you want bringing in for the winter season, you want to bring in cooling and calming for the nerve ending of the bronchial tubes. You can imagine rainbow colors. There is some orange in it. Orange is okay, soothing. Not just right now, the red, not today. Unless your body and intuition tells you you want to have red inside, you're breathing it in to soothe and balance out any viruses or any remaining, things that's going on within your lungs. Then you may use more. So now let's make a sigh, just release the tension within the shoulder. Let's take a wider step with your leg and just move your hips a little bit from side to side and allow the movement also to bring in your upper thoracic area. Your knee can be soft, bend, just bring in movement. So it's like a little circle that you do with your upper body. That's it. And then stop with the movement. And release your hands from your hip and now squeeze your legs a little bit toward each other. Squeezing, and now squeeze your arm toward each other. Not that hard, just enough to contract the muscle. To contract it. And then let go and release. So now the lymph fluid can flow again a little bit easier. Let it go, let it relax, breathe in and out. Now you're gonna squeeze out in the outside direction. So squeeze outward gently from your legs and then keep your elbows straight and squeeze outward with your arms. So like an invisible wall or frame, door frame. Squeeze, and then relax, let go. Even relax your hip a little bit. Breathe in and out, and then let's bring your legs toward each other. Standing straight and mountain pose again. So let's straighten a little bit or strengthen a little bit our core muscle in your hip area by going into the stork. So bending your right knee and allow your right knee to be whatever height it is. If it's the height of your hip, if it's below, wherever your knee is okay. Then straighten your leg and bending it. Even if it's just micro movement, just do this a little bit of movement, straighten it and bending it. So, and go slow. So the slower you go, the more range of motion and flexibility you gain. Because your brain can say, oh yeah. So incorporate the brain, the senses, your motor skills, and enhancing them. Even if you need to hold yourself against the wall, that's okay. It's the movement, slow movement, contracting and bending. Even noticing what happens if you bring your knee higher and you extend your leg, or just noticing what's happening if you bring your knee, change your positioning of the knee as you do this. Let your brain catch up with it. This is not about beating yourself up. It's about gaining strength in different heights and telling your brain it's okay to do these movements. Then stop. And again, respecting your inner guide too. Stopping before you get a cramp in your hip. So this opposite side. Bending your left knee and just hold it steady first. Allow your feet on the right side, your foot on the right side to find the strength. And you can hold yourself or not. And then go into the movement. Even just a little bit of movement with from your knee to your ankle. Maintaining the spine elongate. Not slouching the spine. And then you can have, like I said, the knee with your hip lined up. You can go further down. It's not about straightening the leg. It's up the movement. Comfortable movement.
Maintaining your spine elongate. That's more important than to say, oh, I straighten my leg. No, you just allow your leg to go as far as it can go. For some people, maybe just imaginary movement is okay. And then stop and bring your leg down onto the floor and stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. You can tighten your gluteus maximus up a little bit as you're standing, but allow the big toe to be flat onto the floor when you tighten up the buttock muscle. So the positioning of your feet doesn't get, it's stable. And then relax your body. And we're gonna go onto the floor and with the yogic way, bring your arm up overhead, back bending, and then come into a forward fold. Step back with your right leg. And just lengthen your spine, looking up, and allow your knee just to barely come down. So you're stretching now just all the muscles that we engaged. Lift your hip back up, step forward with your right and step back with your left. Again, bring your hip downward, look ahead. Slightly bend your left knee and bring it down toward the body to the floor so you stretch the quads a little bit. And then come onto your left knee, onto the right. From here, you can go move your knees to the side, come into sit on the left buttock, and then straighten your legs and go all the way down onto the floor. All the way down. You can just take a moment and rest onto the floor, or you can bend both knees and situate or adjust your body so it's comfortable on the floor. Relax your lower back, relax the hip, noticing the positioning of your feet, noticing your knees. You can place your hand onto your hip bone, the fingertips is on, the elbows could be resting onto the floor. And then so slowly start weaving with your knees from side to side. Go really slow and just mindful, just a little bit. And then stop with the movement. Then noticing where your hip bone is that it's the right side evenly on the floor than the left side. Maybe one hip is higher than the other. I don't know. You can go into a circle again with your tailbone. You can relax it, some sort of movement, and then stop with the movement of your hip. Now realign your feet so your feet are in line with your knees and your knees are in line with your hip. So in vertical position, neutral position, low back feels normal or not arched. There's no tension. Start now with your right knee. So your right knee moves to the right side. The moment your hip starting to move, the left knee will follow. Allow your knees to go as far down as you can and feel the twisting in your navel area and feel the lengthening on the left side. Now start leading with your left knee back to vertical. Once your hip starts moving, allow the right knee to follow, coming into neutral position. Pause for a moment. And allow your left knee to lead, the right leg will follow. stop there for a moment and feel the lengthening on the right thigh. Feel a gentle twist or rotation in your belly. Now start leading with your right knee back into vertical. Allow the left knee to follow. So go ahead and do this on your own terms 3 times. Bringing your right knee to the right side, your left knee will follow. Once you come to a point that feels comfortable to stop. Noticing all the positionings, noticing the rotation of your waist. Or your, and noticing too the positioning of your feet. The key is moving slow. Slow motion. With the slow motion comes freedom of movement. Being that the whole myofascial system, the lymph system, your muscles, they're all on an automatic movement pattern. If you move your finger, your tendons and the forearm stuff is happening around the forearm to the elbow. So it's the same with your knee. When you move your knee, your shin, the calves, your little toe, the big toe, all of that moves. And it's through consciousness that some muscle amnesia or trauma that was in a tissue due to bumping into something or due to an accident or due to surgery. All of a sudden the brain says, oh yeah, this is okay. I can move this. So let's stop. Let's bring your knees back into vertical the moment wherever you are in your movement. And let's go into a meditation now. So let's go one more time in a full spinal twist. So extending your left leg onto the floor. The right knee is bent and move the right knee toward the left side and look over the right arm. So you're really going into a much deeper spinal twist. And allow that spinal twist to feel like an opening, especially around your armpit, right where your lymph nodes are, and the armpit, and from the armpit to the upper delt, pectoralis, chest, arms. Breathing in and then exhaling completely. Come back to the center with your knee. And then straighten your right leg onto the floor and then bend your left knee, hip height. Left knee goes to the right side and bringing your left arm out to the side, looking at your left arm. Again, feel the opening of your lymph nodes underneath your armpit on the left. Soften the muscles around the delt above the upper arm, deltoid, pectoralis muscles, just let that soften. Allow your waist to open, feel the twisting, not just around your belly, but perhaps even in the back, hip, knees. And then slowly come back to the center, straighten your legs. And then we're gonna go into final relaxation. You can either keep your knees bent, forming an X, with your knees to receive energy. Or you can let go by straightening your legs, and bringing your hands, palms up toward the sky. Very good. So as you exhale, release. As you inhale, bring in vitality, nourishment again. It's time to come back into the moment. So you can roll over to the side. And you can come into seated position. We're gonna just end the session with the namaste. So you may place the palms together in front of your heart center into Anjali Mudra. Bow your head down toward your sternum and namaste. Honor your essence.